Okay, yeah. So today's kind of an internal AMA to talk about Skelly and, just to kind of go over what we've been working on. I wanted to quickly jump into like, what have we done since alpha began in February? And so we launched the game. We've seen like hundreds of games made, I think 200 something, if I remember correctly. We've run like 8 or so building events and seen some really cool games. I really should have screenshots of them. But that's been pretty awesome to see. We shipped fly mode. We've updated viworlds.com. And so now at Viworlds, let me just go there real quick. At viworlds.com, you can actually, jump in and see what, look in your wallet and see like what layer 1 and layer 2 ETH you have, your immutable tokens. You can actually deposit ETH and buy ETH. And, beyond that, you can click here into launch game and just play the game, instantly. It'll just pop up and be able to play. And, beyond that, you can also look at like your inventory and see kind of like the various items that you have. So whether that's like here, I have, sorry, it's loading a bunch of stuff, all the bolts that I have and the various stickers that I have, all within here. And so, our vision with this is to really create like a full, platform, like the Viworlds platform where, because right now, for example, people might not be able to see their Vi in their MetaMask. And so they know, okay, I go to Viworlds to do it. And so again, part of our bigger vision of onboarding millions of people to Web3 is like having a proper platform for anybody, whether you're an expert or you're a newbie, to be able to jump in and just play the game. So that's something that we have spent a lot of time working on, and it doesn't necessarily show up in the game, but is really important for the long term. And we're going to continue to build out a lot more with the viworlds.com platform. And then recently we released party mode, which I think is really great. Like we've been so focused on builder everything for the first, I feel like we've been doing this for a long time. It's only been like, I don't know, 7 or 8 weeks since we did the first drop. So it's been like a very short amount of time, but we released party mode. And I think that this is going to kind of shift us into like, let's be a little bit more focused on the playing side of the game. And so I'm really excited about that. I think we've got a ton of things we can do there. And like over the weekend when we released guest play, I think on Saturday we saw 1,500 people play the game in one day. And again, like that's the guest play plus party mode, I think really helps us there. And then beyond that, we've like shipped some new game modes. So there's like 4 different score games that have been shipped. And then we've started doing the sticker airdrops, which, again, to all bolt holders, we've even done like collaborations with Cyber Gals and with Nifty Nuggets. And then we did the immutable collaboration that was more public. So again, that's since February, I want to say around 15th or so. We've done all that, which is frankly like just a lot of stuff. So yeah. And then in terms of, for Skelly Drop overview, there's 2,500 of them. We're going to do like a sale for bolt holders only at a special price of 0.07. And so that'll be like the first 24 hours. It'll be only for bolt holders. And then after that, everybody who's on the whitelist, who's joined recently and gotten in, they get it for 0.08. And that's going to be on the 19th. And then lastly, we'll have a public sale for 0.09 starting the 20th. And so everybody who purchases is going to get a 1-of-1 Skelly, and like the profile pic, right? And each one is going to be completely unique, 1-of-1. And then beyond that, you're going to get a playable character that you can run around in Viworlds with. And then lastly, we have a couple of extra bonuses. So you're going to get access as a Skelly holder. You're going to get airdrop 4 limited edition Skelly stickers, where there's only going to be 4 of them per Skelly sold. And then also you're going to get early access for play to earn when we release that. And I'm going to talk about play to earn in a little bit here. That's super exciting. And yeah, so if you're a bolt holder, you actually get a 10% bonus for play to earn season 1. And then the most exciting stuff is that as a Skelly and a bolt holder, you're going to get 25% bonus on play to earn. But then also we're going to be releasing our 3rd-person shooter game in June. And so with that, there's going to be a weapon NFT sale and airdrop. And so you're going to get airdropped a weapon NFT, which is going to be really awesome. And so everybody who plays, anybody, like when you jump in and play a shooter game, you're going to have like a basic kind of gray or black gun. But then if you have like the NFT gun, it's going to look like super awesome. And it's not going to give you, well, I don't want to go into too much detail now, but it's not going to give you a bonus for like beating people. Like it's not going to be pay to win, but there will be potentially earning bonuses around that for XP. And so for anybody here who's, trying to figure out how do I get a Skelly, so there's going to be a whitelist sale on the 19th. And so if you jump in and get on the whitelist via being active in Discord, you're going to be able to, earn a spot on the whitelist. Also, though, like picking up a bolt, I think is probably the best way. And so everybody who gets a bolt, you're going to be in the bolt sale, which is a day earlier and for an even better price of 0.07. And then if you do get on the whitelist, or if you want to get on the whitelist, joining our Discord, which you guys are all here. So, and probably a lot of you are already on the whitelist, so we're not going to talk a lot about it. And then beyond that, it's like getting involved in the Discord and then also winning a contest. And I just want to call out like one other great thing about being on the whitelist is we're going to be doing an airdrop of whitelist stickers for everybody, just to kind of like a POAP, like commemorate the Skelly whitelist and sale. And so all bolt holders and whitelist members will get one of those bad boys. So yeah, that's quite a bit there. I'm just going to kind of power through this. So let's say we're in. Where is ViRworlds going after this? I just want to kind of quickly talk about the beta roadmap. And so beta has really been about, three things. It's been updating the ViRworlds.com platform, which we've done that. It's going to be the ViRworlds graphics refresh that we've been teasing for a while now. And so we're looking at that to go live around the Skelly. That might get moved, forward or backwards. But that's basically requires us to, redo the art for every single game block in the entire game, and then make sure that when we push it, it doesn't too negatively affect previously made games. So we want to minimize that as much as we possibly can. And so that's a pretty big thing. Most of it's art stuff, and so we've actually like brought on board this really great art studio. They've done a lot of cool stuff, including they did like an NFT drop with, I don't know, like Gucci or Prada, one of those. And really, like I said, it's more about just their art abilities. So they're really great art studio. And so we've been working with them for the last, I want to say 3 weeks. And we're coming along really nicely. It just really comes like we're focused on Skelly. And then after that, we're going to be, one of our other engineers is focused on bringing in all the new game blocks. And then we have V1 of play to earn. And I think that's probably what you guys are pretty excited about. And so that'll come out in June. I'm going to have more details there. And then throughout the summer, our focus is, play to earn, and then also launching shooter mode. And so we're looking at like around June, probably later in June, releasing V1 of shooter mode and also doing a weapon NFT drop in June too. And then after that, it'll be V2 of play to earn. And so what is play to earn? V1, like the early days of this, is going to be XP based, where you make in-game actions to earn XP, and then XP is what allows you to like unlock NFT and other special benefits that will be great for the long term. And so the design here is just like, we want to make it really easy, and then also it will scale with the number of NFT held. So if you have a bunch of Skelly and a bolt, you're going to be able to get like larger amounts of rewards there. And so, V1 of this is going to be really easy, just like a daily login to earn XP. And then, V2 is going to be a battle pass system where we're going to, add on other challenges you complete. And then you're going to be able to actually unlock the NFT prizes based off of how much XP that you earn. And there'll be like a max number of items that you can win. And then anything you earn above that will just be used for special benefits later when we take the economy into the next kind of like level of where we want to go. And that will, again, scale up based off of how many that you have. And yeah, so I think, okay. And then lastly here about shooter mode. Shooter mode, it's going to be a third-person game, third-person shooter, sorry. It's slightly casual game design. And by that, I don't mean like, it's kind of like it's not going to be, Counter-Strike, like super, super hardcore. It's going to be a lot more fun, more like, like Splatoon or something, like you run around and you shoot. And it's not like, people aren't going to be like pro gamers playing this. And then in terms of the weapon NFT, it's not going to, like I said, everybody who has access to Viworlds will be able to play the shooter game. It will be cosmetic because we don't want to make anything that we're building pay to win. But we're probably going to do some sort of XP bonus. So, having a weapon NFT will be, besides being badass, it's going to like give you some bonuses. And the other thing is like, the NFTs for the weapon NFTs are going to be really cool. So for like Skelly, I know I'm super pumped like to get a version of it where we're going to have like one weapon that's going to be like a guitar gun, for example, and just all like Bolt will probably have some more like kind of sci-fi like lasery sort of guns going. So we got a lot of cool ideas around those. So yeah, I think that's the main parts of about Skelly. I don't know if there's any specific questions that people have, but I'm happy to kind of jump in. Ryan, did people ask anything? Okay, so in terms of the time, sorry, I don't have it off the top of my head. I feel like the minting time is going to be a little earlier than we did last time. So I'll get it for you guys, and we will like when we start sharing it, we'll use the timestamp so everybody can see it in their own time zone. But I think it'll be a bit earlier in the day than we did last time. So it'll probably be like, I want to say maybe we were thinking like 11 a.m. Pacific, but don't quote me on that. Just so that our team is like live when it happens. Because last time we had to do it at like really late our time in San Francisco because we were working with Mintable. They were in like Singapore or whatever. So it was a bit of a pain for us. So we're going to do it a bit earlier in the day Pacific time, and we'll have specifics exactly. Sorry, I can just read the questions I see here. What type of NFTs does XP get us? Yeah, so we're gonna have the full like design. That's something one of the other leads on the team is working on right now, is to have that full plan. Um, but I can say that the rewards will start off with kind of basic stuff, like stickers, and then if you have like multiple NFTs and you complete all of them, it will get you pretty good things actually, including like weapons and game blocks. And then I think I think the really big question is what happens if you have a lot more than that XP, and so that's where we get into like the special benefits that will scale out, and we can't like talk about that part quite yet because we have to finalize a lot of things first. But yeah, we've got some really interesting things for the long term of the project if you that will scale up quite a bit. um and then how do you plan for it to take how long do you plan to take to max out for daily XP rewards? Yeah, so that's a good question. I think that one thing I personally feel pretty strongly about is like I don't like how in Axie Infinity you have to like grind for a super long time. Like people play for like 8 hours a day or whatever to, grind out their rewards. Like we're gonna make this when we do V2, which is like the daily quest system or daily challenges. Like I want this to be something you're just like it's fun for people. So honestly, I think it'll be pretty short, like 20. Like most of the challenges will probably be like you play like a 20-minute session and you get all your XP for the day. Maybe every now and then we'll have like a longer reward that you have to do. But like I'm not trying to make this like a chore or something where like you want to get a scholar because you like don't want to do it. We want to make it pretty fun. And the other thing is for for most of these like the challenges, you're going to have to actually play the game to get the XP. So yeah, bots won't be able to do it because unless you can build some sort of really good AI that can like play games, then we're all screwed. But I think that, yeah, you're going to have to be able to play the game, and it's not going to be super long. And the other thing is I want to call it, because somebody asked this before, it's not going to be like, are you really, really good at the game, to get these rewards? Like most of the rewards aren't going to be like win 5 games. It's going to be like play 5 games, do this, do that, like make it a little bit more about just like participating, having fun, and we'll have some kind of rewards, but this isn't something where like you're going to have to be a pro gamer to like get your rewards. And the other thing I want to call out is, there also will be XP for creators. And so I think that like, if you're trying to get, a bunch of XP to get like the high value stuff that we'll be earning over the long term, then definitely building a popular game is a really good way to do that. And I think a lot of people who are currently quite, engaged in the game, there's probably a decent amount of builders here. And so I think building is definitely a great way to like get the bigger rewards, right? But again, like I think most of the work from our end in terms of like designing the systems will be a little bit more like on the player side, but we're going to be pulling stats and like featuring will help you with earning like larger chunks of XP. And let's see here. So a couple questions around a builder about shooter game modes. Okay, I don't see a lot of other questions, so I'm just going to answer those. So yeah, in terms of the configuration available for shooter mode, I don't have the specifics yet in terms of what's going to be in V1 and what's going to be in V2 and beyond. But if I remember correctly, we're going to have the ability to pick how many lives you have in the game. And maybe infinite will be one. So like you shoot somebody, you get a point. So there'll probably be like a score-based shooter mode. So every kill is worth 1 point. And then there'll be some sort of like elimination-based shooter mode where you have 1 life or, 3 lives or whatever. And the last person standing wins. And that will be adjustable in the game builder. And then in terms of other game modes like Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, King of the Hill, that's something that like we're going to have to, honestly, I think at a certain point, like between V1 and V2 of shooter, we're just going to have new functionality, like maybe rounds and some other things and other different game types. And then I think we're going to have to kind of like discuss with everybody, like, do we want to make like V3 a shooter and build out new game modes within shooter? Or do we want to like launch a new game type like kart racer or like, like I've been really thinking of, I think kart racer is the coolest thing, but also like, maybe we want to release a game mode like, sorry, I'm blanking on it. The Among Us, where you can just walk around and like kill people and then talk about it. And like, that's the coolest thing about Vi Worlds for me personally is like, anytime I like see some sort of game, I'm like, wait, how can we bring this into Vi Worlds? And so I think one thing we're going to have to work at as a team and as a community is like, what game modes do we want to do? Do we want to like go deeper into a particular game mode or do we want to like make more game modes? And so we'll have to talk about that later in the summer, like after V2 of shooters done. Yeah. Any other questions or maybe Ryan, if you have any you want to just bring up? No, I think we have 1 or 2 more. We're going to be done when XP starts. We're not going to do any more snapshots though. Snapshots are like something we're doing for now because we don't have a play to earn mechanic. But yeah, XP will replace that. And yeah, in terms of the tokens, so doing tokens right is really complicated and it requires, it's very tricky. So we can't really talk about it, but I will say like, a lot of projects are in a rush to release tokens. And like, if you do that, if you look at most tokens, they don't perform very well. And so, we need to do this right. And that takes like time and foresight and a lot of just community management. And so like, we need to like do this together as a community. And so it's something like we can't really talk about, but it's like quite important for the long term of the project. Yep. Yeah, and Strom had a question here. If XP replaces the snapshot, does it mean that owning a bolt is just game access plus in-game increase in experience? Yeah, so I would say that like Bolt will be, so the Bolt snapshots were for like the OOGs, right? And then going forward, um, the having a Bolt will be basically the more bolts you have, the more XP you earn. Plus, you get bonuses for bolts versus skellies. And if you don't have a bolt or a skelly, you're gonna like get probably no XP. We might do like really limited amounts of XP for guest, but that'll be much harder because like, we were kind of for the first guest play event, we were kind of like loose around it, but XP is like going to be very important, and it's going to be like basically only for bolt and skelly holders, with maybe contests here or there for other things. And then Pablo asked a question: when is guest play permanent? Is guest play sticking around, but they don't get to play to earn like Skeleton's Bolt? Yeah. So yeah, guest play went really well. Let me pull up the numbers here. I'm still sharing my screen, right? I'm trying to get the. Well, anyways, I got a lot of tabs here, so I'm not going to make you guys read through all that. But yeah, so basically, actually, let me just see if I can pull it up. It might take a minute to load here. So, oh wait, sorry, that was the wrong tab. Yeah, hopefully I'm logged in already. But yeah, so over the weekend we had a lot of people in guest play. I want to say on Saturday we had 1,500. Yeah. So we had 1,500, and then 900, and then let's see. So it was the 590, 426, and then 1,500, and then 900, and then this is today. No, I don't. Oh, sorry. I need to rerun it. Sorry, that's an old. Anyways, we'll see. There's a couple more people in there, but you can see here like we were between like 75 and 150 people playing every day, and that number really exploded. And it was partially because people wanted to get the stickers, certainly. But that's like if we're trying to think about what's good for the platform as a whole, having you know like averaging like 800 something people per day is like a really big increase for us versus before. So yeah, we want to make guest play permanent, and we're done with the sticker event for Immutable. So I think for the next couple of days, it's not gonna get a reward for playing. But then what we want to do after that is we're going to like make a new run of stickers that's going to be like considered like not limited, like unlimited per se. And so basically everybody who plays will just be able to get these, and like then it'll, because like we don't like we want to make something that people are like kind of excited to get, like it's something kind of cool, but then we don't want to like be overly worried about bots trying to farm them. And so I think by calling out this run of stickers is there's not going to be a limit to how many of them can be earned. It's going to make like the value for bots wanting to farm it really minimal. But also because these NFT stickers, sorry, DAU is taking forever to load. Because the value of these, yeah. So we're at 900 and then 300. So because the value of these stickers will be minimal, bots won't want to mine them, but also we can still do like tweets about like, hey, come in and like get your first NFT. And I think I can say there's like a massive, like I was talking to one of my friends over the weekend, and he's like kind of curious about it. And I was like, dude, like go to viralist.com, set up a MetaMask. And like he did it. He went from like hasn't done anything to like had a wallet and got a, or now he's in the, he'll be able to get his first NFT when we do the airdrop. Definitely. And Strom kind of hit the nail on his head with like the Smash Cart. People play Smash Cart for whitelist spots, and I played Smash Cart. I thought it was going to be like really good, and I was like, oh man, like dude, our we could like make a Smash Carts vi carts in like honestly like a month. I think Jameson could knock that out. So I love the idea of people saying like, hey, you now because of guest play being on, like people could play Vi Worlds to get whitelist spots, and they don't even need shooter mode. That could just be in the right, like you could do, hey, whoever gets first place in this next game gets a whitelist spot or gets a whatever it is. And that's the other cool thing about whitelist is we don't need to, or about, sorry, guest play. We don't even need to like build a bunch of special stuff for that. It could literally just be like, um, hey, we're gonna like we're gonna play for the next hour, and anybody who, like, or we could say for the next week we're gonna give away like 2 bolts to like the of everybody who plays. Like, there's gonna be two winners or one winner who gets a bolt, and then we can just using our like analytics, which you guys got a bit of a sneak peek at, we can pull all the wallets and then give away the winner. So it's not going to inflate the economy or like, make stickers be worthless. It'll be like, we can just take stuff that we already have and give it away to people, or give away give away IMX tokens, or even ETH or whatever we want. So there's like tons of cool stuff we can do with these. um and like I said, guest play kind of unlocks a lot. And we were also in the, what was it, the um oh man, Nifty Nuggets server, and they were playing, and it was like a ton of people jumped in there, right? So I love the idea of us trying to be like, you know this is something else I'm honestly like super excited about. Is Unity and Unreal have become like the game engines for professional game developers. And I think there's a big opportunity to be like the game development platform of choice for communities, right? And like Sandbox has done a pretty good job of this too. Like Sandbox, I think, is the closest person who's really becoming a platform for game development for communities. And I think that we can like even be better than them, because it runs directly in a web browser. So you could be like, Nifty Nuggets, or I mean, really any project could say, hey, like, we're going to like, let's do a whitelist giveaway. Okay, let's jump in and play Virals. And since everybody can just click and play, you don't have to like go download the Sandbox, and it's like on PC or Mac, and you have to like link wallets or anything. It can just be really simple. It's in your web browser. It uses MetaMask. Bam, you're in. So I think that's a huge opportunity. And then the other thing that I like in terms of us being like the or a platform for communities to build games is we actually have many different ways to create, and like part of our long-term vision is actually like unlocking it. So not like the knock knock team isn't the only people who can mint things on Virals, but what if people can like mint their own stickers and sell them, or people can, and they have to like pay tokens to do that, right? Like you need to burn something to get to mint those. Or you could maybe make your own Vi characters, again, with your NFT community. Or you could go in and use the no code tool to make your own game, or maybe reach out to one of you guys builders to make a game for them. And then even lastly, someday, like, we want to even allow them to actually jump into the custom coding aspect of it and code their own games. And so I think like, that I think is a really big part of our long-term vision, is to be, be the game development platform of choice for NFT communities to, take their community and like build cool experiences for them. Cause I mean, you guys are probably in a lot of these NFT communities. It seems like for most of them, there's not like a thing you can do, right? It's that happens in Sandbox. People look for Sandbox creators to like, that you can earn some money there. So yeah, no, I think that will definitely happen. Yeah, I wonder if we could build a Nifty Nuggets level for them. I think that would, we need to, so we're working on having the we call them like basic blocks. So those are just empty blocks where you can change the color and stuff. Um yeah, and oh, carts. Oh man. Yeah, so I really want to make carts so badly, but we have to do game. We have to do shooter first. But yeah, so for carts, I think there's carts is exciting because there's two main games we can do with carts. I really want to do a Mario Kart, racing sort of game, because there's so much cool like game building that you guys could do with like Mario Kart style. And then I think the next one is obviously battle carts, and battle carts would be obviously super fun too. We'd have to do some stuff with like weapons and things. And then what I don't know what I'm more excited about is I think that the cart designs that we're gonna have are gonna be freaking mind blowing. Like all the cool carts we could make sounds really exciting. And I'm not going to say what pair of things you would get to get an airdrop of one, but I mean, obviously that sounds cool, but we're talking like, July or August here. So okay. I'm always too aggressive. Like, we're talking August here. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. But carts are super awesome. And I think racing is going to be awesome. There's going to be so many building and I mean, I already see somebody mentioned on ice. Why do you guys like ice so much? Oh man, making ice, all the carts are going to be slipping around. But yeah, I think kart racing, the racing side will be great for building.